close enough?
So this has been a trip Adam and I have been planning for a long time. We've never been moose hunting together. We've had a lot of adventures together. We've harvested a lot of nice animals together, but never a moose. So here we go. You're gonna want to stay tuned. We got a pocket full of tags.
Now you show up.
Pull up and this is what I see.
Just in time to be done.
Adam just got done packing Tana's moose out. Well, I made it up here. Now I'm pulling up to the hanger house. Man, it's good to see that thing done. That was a lot of work by everyone. All my gear showed up. That's a good sign. Good start to a good trip. Let's see the inside of this guy. I haven't seen it yet. Wow. This is a dream come true. This is the hangar portion of the house where we can get all our gear organized. There's just a couple little small moose that they've gotten over the years. Everything made it. Check, make sure my bow's in one piece. I love these bow cases because I can stack everything in it. And I usually put my down right on top to protect my arrows. My fletchings didn't even get bent. It's perfect. He's just showing off now. He hit the clicker and opened his garage door. He's got the moose horns on there. That's what we're looking for, huh? Yeah. Click the button. Lower the door.
Pretty dang nice.
That's nice.
What's that?
Is this your strong side? Good side of your face?
Not feeling that strong after that moose. First one's always the toughest.
It looks like Adam's done this a time or two. Changed his oil.
Yeah. Casey's like, is that like a monthly thing in trapping? I'm like, sometimes weekly. I fly a lot of trapping season.
Not too bad. Verified the bow, 80 yards.
My theory is if you can hit the target, you can hit a moose. And I'm not going to let 3 bad arrows get me down. I did that
I wasn't going to even talk about yours.
I shot 50 times for the whole year. And that's all been the last 2 days, so I'm doing pretty good.
That's the size of a moose lung. We're doing good. Getting ready for a long, long journey. Taking fuel plus extra fuel plus having to get fuel along the way. Going the distance.
We're kind of limited on fuel. Travis brought 14 pairs of boots. Make sure we have enough footwear, so.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, this is my pile. You see that? Those couple little ones? This over here, this side of the garage is got, this is Adam's
Red Bull and candy.
He's got Red Bull and candy. Giving me crap about my couple extra pairs of shoes. You can't fill these shocks up with pressure on them. There's got to be no pressure. Just a little nitrogen bottle.
Just a little boost to 175.
A little boost. Stiffen them up a bit for these heavy moose loads. Right.
Should pee on this thing.
Pee on it and mark your territory. Oh, I missed that. Do it again. Yep, it works. Electric fence around our food. Got a base camp set up. Now we're going to spike camp. We're getting camp set up. Okay, ready for some shut-eye. See you guys in the morning.
What do you think? First bull, you want to shoot that one?
First bull. We didn't get very far. This is a good sign. A lot of moose in here. Big bull over the rise right here. I just see big white bands. He's facing our direction, so we can just belly crawl to this little crevice right here and drop our packs and we go. That's a big bull. We don't want him to see us.
Is he legal?
He's got one glance, huge white pants. Pretty sure he's legal. Comes walking this way. Just for a second. And he's white. What's that back here? How big's the other thing? Yeah, scary big. We were surrounded by cows this morning. Middle of September, we knew there had to be a bull with them. Took us a while to find him, but we peeked over this hill. Really big white pants, nice bull, definite shooter. And they just all went down in the brush to either bed or they're moving, so we're gonna have to reposition and go around this ridge so we can watch the whole bottom, make sure they don't escape. Oh, this little guy was chasing a cow and she just took off running, ran right to the big bull. Where the big bull's living in this little aspen patch. Like, save me, get this little guy away from me. So we're waiting to see if the big leg is gonna come out and see how he's gonna act.
It's like a test run for what we're gonna do.
See
how he's gonna do.
See how he's gonna react.
I feel bad for the little bull though. He followed that cow for 2 miles. And now she's like, get away from me. You're too big. You're too small. I want the big guy. She's out there in the middle.
The big bull came out of the grove of trees where the rest of the cows were bedded to chase the little bull out. This gave Travis and Adam a window to move into the grove of trees without getting spotted. As the big bull is preoccupied with chasing that younger bull off, Travis and Adam got between the bull and his cows and started the calling sequence. Adam is imitating another bull trying to take over the cows. So the plan is Adam is staying back to call as Travis moves in closer for a good spot to set up for an archery opportunity.
Yeah, I did it. Is that close enough?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Right through here?
Well, a little recap of what happened, because Adam was back there doing an excellent job, pulled that bull right in. But this is kind of how it went down. We got to this little opening because out here in the flat, the brush is over my head. So we found this little aspen patch. I really wanted to call him through this grass so that I knew that I had a shooting lane. And I kept peeking up on here. I tell you what, this stand is really sweet because I was able to put the stand down. I was able to peek up here and I could watch the bull being hung up over there for, I don't know, I think the video was 26 minutes. So he was hung up for 20 some minutes. And then I saw him start to commit and he was coming this way.
Did you pick up the bow at that point?
As soon as I saw his pants coming, then I picked the bow up and I was watching. I could see his pants through there, but he was going to come through that crap over there at about 50 yards. And again, that brush is higher than it looks. Luckily, I've had this scenario with elk hunting too. If you can help it, it's really nice to see the collar. Sometimes they have to be far enough back, it doesn't make sense, but Adam kept looking at me and I signaled to him to go around. And Adam he went back in the brush, he kind of went around this way, and that bull just pulled perfectly and came right through that shooting lane right here. He wasn't right in the grass. I thought he was going to be, but he was. He came through that brush, and I have the decoy on, and I've used this thing a couple times with elk. I've used the elk decoy, and usually I like to pull back and let him walk out, but sometimes if you do that, I'll catch movement and stop. So I didn't pull back until he came into my shooting lane, and I could see right where I wanted to be. Had a little tiny brush right in the crease, just held right behind it. Drew back, put my 20-yard pin on him, just pinwheeled him. Awesome. Just exactly what we've been hoping for. He whirled around, went over there, stopped at like 50, and I had the decoy on, so I just snuck over there. The cows, the bull, everybody was looking at me.
That's calling.
I walked as Adam was calling and stopped him, and I probably could have just let him die. I know I could have, because the first one was just perfect shot. But I have a hard time sitting there watching an animal that's already got an arrow in it, so he was standing at like 45 yards. I put another one in him, angling up in there. And he just ran out and tipped over in the brush. I haven't walked up to him yet, but I saw him laying there. So let's go take a look at him. Thank you so much, Adam.
Took us 4 hours.
That was phenomenal. Now it's your turn, bro.
Yeah.
After we get this one out. There's my arrow, same color as the brush, but Luminoc. Just found the arrow, second shot, must have zipped all the way through. Oh, it's that makes sense. Just busted off. That's how much was sticking out, it was quartering away.
Broke it.
Broke it. Luminoc's still good. Honestly, with the shot, I watched him for 5 minutes. I was kind of surprised he didn't tip over. My first arrow sticking out of him. Dude, he died in a nice place.
Look at that.
Wow. Wow. What a monster. He's bigger than I thought.
Is he?
Yeah.
Those pans.
Look at those pans, dude.
What'd you do?
Shot this thing with a bow. Look at the size of those pans. Wow. I always forget how big these animals are.
Paddle strikes again. Day 1, 4 hours in.
Moment of truth. I think the goal was to be able to get a 70-inch moose someday with my bow. I think this one's going to do it. I'm not even sure if I can reach that far across. Here, you might have to hold that side.
71 and a half.
71 and a quarter. Well, this is what dreams are made of right here. I have been dreaming about a giant Alaskan moose with my bow for a long time. I've been able to go on several moose hunts in my life, and I've shot one other bull in Canada with my bow, but it was like maybe a 40-inch bull. So I've always just dreamed of you know, it's almost unheard of, a 70-inch moose with your bow. And it's always kind of been a benchmark of mine to try and hit. I'm just pretty speechless, honestly. This is a 71-inch bull. Shot him at 12 yards with a bow. Adam called him right in on a string. It took him a little, I mean, it took the bull a little bit. He had like 6 cows, so to pull him away from that was incredible, but the plan worked out. The season's been open for a little bit, but this was the first day yesterday was the first day we could get in with weather. And you can see today's just a beautiful weather day. It's a kill day. And that's what happened. Look at this thing. I'm starting to really be a fan of these decoys. I've shot a couple elk with these on my bow. This was my first try with a moose. Literally first day tying this moose decoy on my bow. And it just gives you that extra time to be able to draw back and not have them spook. I thought about it as he was coming in. Normally I would draw back before the bull walks out, but because I had the decoy strapped on the front, I just thought, I'm going to wait till he's out in broadside, and then when I go to draw, he's going to stop and look at me. He's just going to think it's a cow, where, as you guys know, if you archery hunt a lot of times when you do that, they take off running. He just looked at me. Adam could also see the bull, so he started raking. He looked back at Adam. He wasn't alarmed at all that there was a cow 12 yards from him. Then he got a well-placed arrow on the side. What a dandy old bull. Big old wavy pans, groomed off on the top. That's probably my favorite side over here. He's got this big wave, almost a double shovel. Couldn't be happier. All right, we got everything packed into the shade right here and tied up in the trees as high as we could get them. And we put sticks in between the meat so they got adequate airflow to get through, so everything will cool down tonight. It's been getting down to about 35 degrees. And it's a good idea to wedge the horns in between a tree. You can't take the horns out till you get all the meat out. But in this case, you don't want the bears to drag those guys off. So we got 8 bags hung in up here. We packed it away from the gut pile, 200 yards. And you also want to do that just so if a bear does find this tonight, hopefully he spends the time on the gut pile and not packing away our quarters. That's always a concern in Alaska with a lot of bears around. But we're going to get this taken care of as soon as we can. These rear quarters hurt. Hair's super heavy. I gotta go up over a ridge. Always makes you think twice about the second moose you're going after. Just try not to pack them so far. These rear quarters hurt. There's no way around it. Beast mode. Rear quarter. Just got out the back quarters the first trip. Now we got, what do we got?
All the loose meat.
All the loose meat. 2 big bags of deboned meat, neck meat, and the steaks, back straps, and tenderloins. Last trip in will be, we'll have to make 2 more trips. Front quarters and ribs and horns. It's about, what do we figure? 8 trips total. 8 heavy trips.
Yeah,
Get
9 usually, but we're 8.
Could be doubled up a little.
Horns last.
Here's something that Adam and I talk about a lot. Adam's got this down to a science. He's packed enough moose. Not sponsored by Barney's at all, but this is a pack I bought. One of the neat things that they did when they designed this pack is they have this zipper load shelf right here. So when we're packing rear quarters, we actually keep that zipped, and I'm surprised it's strong enough to hold the quarter up. It gets the weight up high so you're not so bent over like this. But on the front quarter, you can see how tall this thing is. I mean, it's almost 6 feet tall. We unzip this bottom just because there's not as much mass on the bottom like there would be on a back quarter. And then we do get a lot of questions about garbage bags. We just use garbage bags when we're packing. The last thing you want to do in bear country is get your backpack all bloody. So these have been hanging. It's been really cold at night. We put a stick between it so it can get airflow. Put a bag over the front quarters, doesn't get our backpacks bloody. Zip up this bottom piece.
Like that.
Just like that, it was supposed to happen. Front quarters are nice with the bone in because it's just one solid piece. Debone meat, it's not flopping around like debone meat. Not near as bad as a rear, but it's still not light. This is called the Adam dismount. Get the head and the rib meat the last trip and we're done. The last pack. Not as heavy as a rear quarter, but it's going to be more awkward. That's for sure. Adam bought these things. I tell you what, I've never tried them before. I've seen them a lot on social media, but they are a game changer for being out here in the wilderness. There's 96 grams of protein in this little guy. I know what I'm going to be ordering when I get home. It's just salt, meat, dried out, and it's delicious. Most of you know I need a lot of snacks on my way out. All right, we got the last pack out. In Alaska, you got to bring the horns out last, and for good reason, so people don't bring the horns out first and leave meat. So we got all the meat out, brought this guy out last. Just a beautiful bull. I couldn't be more thankful to have the opportunity to come hunt with my brother-in-law and his pilot skill set to be able to get into places like this. You know, we had a base camp and we could see these bulls miles away. We could make a play on them, and got this guy killed with a bow, 12 yards broadside. But then the best part is Adam's able to come up, read the tundra, and was able to land 600 yards from the moose to yo-yo all the meat out, which this moose wouldn't have been feasible to pack it all the way back to base camp. We would have not been able to get all the meat out in time. So that's a critical skill set to get to this point. And it's not something that comes overnight. Adam's been training for this for over 10 years to be able to get to the point where he's at, to be able to land in these rough spots. I mean, some of these bumps in the tundra are halfway up my knee. Looks impossible to land, and if you make one wrong move, you're totaling an airplane and or hurting yourself. So there's no room for mistake. But what an incredible trip. Thank you, Adam, so much for inviting me on this trip. And now it's time that we focus on Adam and try and get him a moose with a bow. Think it's just going to dangle like that while you're flying?
Yep, it's gonna have to. Well, this is how you strap down a 71.5-inch bull. I like to set it with the straps, come back paracord, double trucker's hitch, then come back, straps again. This one, this is hard to see. You want to make sure you got clearance there on the nose and on the antler, just barely. I'm not worried about the cable. The cable will cut through that. I just don't want to ruin a Magnum booner. Got the nose strapped down here, a couple spots, and then back, crisscross paracord. Nothing on the front here. It's solid. I don't want to pull that up anymore. If I secure this up more, I'm going to be rubbing, and I don't want that. So leave it like that. Sandwich and Red Bull for the way home. Got a front and the ribs in here, strapped here. Seatbelt strapped there. I don't want this to slide back. And I got another front quarter in the belly pod. Antlers have to come out the last load of meat, and we are going home to the meat cooler.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated on our newest hunting episodes. Thank you for watching.
For all families who would rather be outside, meet our new hunting children's books. Our Stuck in the Rut series brings the love of hunting, family, and the great outdoors to story time. Available now at wileybuhabooks.com or Amazon.